This is I'm doing this video because people don't read in today's world. Google discovers Canadian corruption. 200 years from now, that will be the headline. By me, the founder of www.okra-dietforall.com, www.rightsforrealestate, the number 4, realestate.com, www.okra-diet-detox.com, and my entire biography in raw detail and restricted, http for Peter, // number 4 all dash news.webs.com. That's WEB like Bob, S like Sam.com, webs. Now, and it is written by me, Trudi Trahan-Upchan, 1941 to 2018. 2:30 a.m., July 8th. I know my time is limited as I contemplate my success and failures, seeing more failures than success. I woke from a dream, or was it? No, it was no dream. I remember Bob Temple, October 1960, telling me the afternoon he was about to die, that 200 years from now, the truth of my disease and my discoveries would be published. There was no computer, no internet, Facebook, or Google then. I could not in my wild imagination have seen how this was possible. In that memory, I have written, and I'm doing this video for those of you who don't read, for it will be Google that will publish the whole truth about Canadian corruption. Canada's corruption is entirely the worst on the planet. Worse than Mexico, as Mexican corruption is visible, whereas Canada's is invisible to the world. Our entire system of government, laws, police, judges, and senators, who are there for life with no legal recourse to remove them, education, politicians, medical system, and the worst being Health Canada. Health Canada is a fascist regime dictatorship on the take to drug and food industry. They will 200 years from now have poisoned over 10 generations of Canadians and spread it worldwide with their invention of introducing rapeseed oil alias canola oil into our diet. Canada has already in itself created millions of chronic illness victims that require drugs to sustain their miserable life. Our independent and small organic clean food non-corporate farms have been destroyed by federal government income tax laws designed to put them out of business. Consequently, which in turn has made us entirely dependent on American and foreign food imports. Our system of rent controls has forced developers to create a false market of condominiums to get a decent return on their investment, which forced the taxpayers to pay for subsidized housing for our lower to middle income population. Today we have slavery in our own backyards, greenhouse industry, corporate farms importing from Philippines and around the world, destitute, poor, trapped here in abject poverty and violent slavery, while our government and police ignores their plight. www.rights4realestate.com will no longer be found 200 years from now. Google will, however, discover the truth, for it will remain in the universe for all time. Property theft, mortgage fraud, and embezzlement is rampant due to the law, secret filing, so criminal it is banned in every other country but Canada. And the worst of them all are journalists, Main Street media, newspapers, TV stations coast to coast, knowing all of the above and have never exposed the truth. I personally wrote to every one in our government, federal and provincial members of parliament, attorney generals, legal blogs, realtors, social media, documenting the evidence to the best of my ability, with no results. Yes, I was able to help, with the help of American individuals like Fred Nelson, Dr. Stephen Levine, and American government agencies, to discover the cause of Parkinsonism, otherwise known as 20th century disease, and a list of symptoms too long to include in this simple article. I was further, through the help of massive research and visions, to discover now how to control and in some cases even reverse the brain damage our Canadian government is responsible for causing. All that research is on www.okra-diet4all.com. I was able to get legal recognition for the victims of chronic illness, chemical hypersensitivities, for instance, Parkinsonism, and stop some of the brutality and medical abuse we endured for decades. I personally, since the age of 6. Now it's 76, 70 years later. Again, only with the help of Americans was I able to accomplish any small success. Health Canada, however, continues to deny Canadians the right to know what is in our food. Therefore, children and victims of allergies have less rights than stray dogs. Dogs have ample activists. Victims in Canada of toxic food, canola oil, chemicals, have still no one but me. And I'm just not famous enough to be of much use to them. Fortunately, there are American agencies who will help Canadians, providing they discover that on their own as I did. Otherwise, they are at the mercy of our medical and government brutality and abuse as I was. I did succeed with the help of American Steelworkers Union and MSA, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, United States, get enough support to influence new gas mask equipment for our firemen, laborers, miners, and military. However, that success is due entirely to Americans, not Canadians. Which brings me to my last and worst corruption of all. Canadians themselves. Their apathetic arrogance, total disregard for the legal, medical, social, real estate, government, court system, political corruption in which we are drowning in is beyond mere words. The horror of my realization, once uncovering the massive corruption of my country, was made more terrifying by the reality that Canadians themselves simply did not give a damn. When my on and off partner of over 30 years, Dan McIsaac, insisted I must research weight control, I did so not believing any one diet can work for everyone. I did it considering the only way was to treat food like I do toxic chemicals. This system teaches you to discover for yourself which foods are your personal enemy. In Dan's case, it was eggs and bananas. As long as he eats eggs, even though it is a protein, he cannot lose weight. He went from 225 to 180 following that program, and he's managed to maintain it for quite a few years. For me, it is sugar, white carbs, and chocolate. If I eat chocolate, I crave out of control like a drug addict. The successful result was www.okra-diet-detox.com. When my mother was going to become wheelchair-bound because Health Canada banned her Paget disease prescription drug, FDA Washington, D.C. helped me give her another 11 years of dancing, and I included all that research and diet for seniors also on the above website, www.diet-detox.com. This is me at the age of 7. I have a vivid memory as a child about the age of 7. Late winter, snow melting in the bright sun, sitting on a rocky hill, looking down at my neighborhood surrounded by pollution, little running brook nearby, birds chirping, children playing below, deeply aware that somehow I did not belong on this planet. The violence of humans towards each other bad enough, but their psychotic cruelty to their children is abhorrent. I began to fantasize that God, creator of the universe, had sent me and many others like me to stop this insane self-destruction. How could I, just one person be capable of that, I wondered. The best media that I have, which portrays one of my careers, published in the Globe and Mail, June 5th, 1981, then taken down and losing my career and living in a gas mask from that day on. And a picture that everyone loved. It's, oh, I just lost it. Okay, that's the problem with this stupid system. Well, we'll get it. We got to get it back. We got to get it back. Come on, come on, come on. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Come on. Oh, jeez. Yeah, well, I think the computers 200 years from now will be a lot better than this one. Sorry about that, but anyway, that's how easily things are lost on my computer. And this is a good one. It's an Apple. Anyway, okay, well, anyhow, most of these are all over the internet. If anybody really wants to find it, they can find it. At the age of 7, it was then that I decided I would work for humanity for free, never for money. My work for money was many separate careers, but never for money in itself. Even in my careers, I held back on becoming too rich or too famous, believing it would be immoral to do so. Oh, sure, I regret those decisions sometimes, thinking perhaps it may have made my work to save humanity easier. But would it have really? If God, creator of the universe, did send me here to this planet with this job, then surely money and fame has little to do with my successes or failures. Today, facing my forthcoming death, knowing my time is running out, I still feel that way. I only know I tried, and that 200 years from now, Google will discover everything that I have done to stop Canadian crimes, and will expose Canada's horrific corruption, a holocaust of disease that has spread to millions of children around the world as a direct result. Raw okra will not cure Parkinsonism, allergies, immune deficiencies, but it will restore and help to repair nerve damage in your brain, rejuvenate the brain, and activate our brain's ability to self-heal. I had a 1998, a small article in the Enterprise Bulletin. Rare vegetable helps woman battle disorder. Yes, 1998. This is now 2018. I have repeatedly lived with dancing and gone from deaf to dancing and crippled to skiing. But it's getting shorter and shorter all the time. That was the bubble gas mask I lived in for many years, and I flew to New York and did my research and discovered a lot of the research. And okra, of course, came in a vision in 1995. Now, as for the billions of dollars in investments already lost today, Canadians, seniors, and innocent victims of our real estate fraud, property theft, mortgage frauds, and embezzlement caused by secret filing, well, we don't have to wait for 200 years. The homes and properties already lost by victims who suffer in silence, as our legal and court system is so corrupt only the criminals can benefit. All that has been recorded for historical purposes on www.rights4realestate.com. The website has pictures of a few properties my mom and I lost as a result, worth well over $1 million. And that doesn't include the properties of worth millions of dollars that I lost in Toronto because my doctors left me to die on the streets with less rights than a stray dog. I had no one. And I still don't, except for the Americans. Finally, I created a website that requires no money, hoping it would outlive me. It details in about 28 chapters. YouTube videos, my life story, my disease, Parkinsonism, what happened and why. Google, I knew, would always have those available to discover 200 years from now. Its language is real and not for children. It is restricted. HTTP, that's H as in ham, T for Tom, P for Peter, .. // Number 4, all-news.webs, W-E, B for Bob, S for Sam.com. As long as I'm alive, they will be available. That's the child that I lost because of my health. I was forced to give him up with a mother's love. I did so knowing that I had no choice. If I had kept him, that would have been cruel. The psychotic and sociopathic behavior of my own family, I refused to subject him to that. And my disease was so uncontrollable. What would be the point? He would only suffer, as I did. So I gave him up, hoping that his adopted parents would give him a better life that certainly I could not. Yes, my Parkinsonism was caused by canola oil. And this will be the last chapter. Call it my obituary. I continue to write other videos and other articles and do videos, but this is going to be pretty much the end of it. I've run out of time, you see. I have about 1 hour where I'm fully functional and I go dancing, and then I crash for 2.5 days and I can't function. So I work on my computer, but I can't walk. I'm too weak. I have too much nerve damage, and I just can't reverse it anymore. I wound up with a tumor that increased the nerve damage, so it's just not, I can't reverse it. It's no longer just a cause of canola oil and all the damage that toxic chemicals in the environment have done to me. I've been in a gas mask since 1987. And I've been highly controlled diet, but even then I'm continuously being poisoned. I've documented all that on videos. Some were from antibiotics, some were from health food, so-called supplements. Because I am immune deficient and chemically hypersensitive, and because I have so much brain damage, there are foods and supplements that perhaps will do you healthy people no harm. Or is that true? I don't know. I just know that I am greatly harmed by a great deal. And I am the future, 200 years from now. Yes, children will be born like me. I've done everything I can to save them. It's really not up to me anymore. God of the universe, I have done my job to the best of my ability. It's up to you to send someone else to take over where I leave off. Over and out. God bless.